Welcome to Persepolis, one of the ancient capitals of the kings of the Achaemenid dynasty. It was founded by Darius of Persia back in 520 BC. In this video, I'll be talking about different structures of this city, the time they were built, their significance, and their function. And right now, I'm standing somewhere here. When I entered this city, I had to climb several stairs, and then I got to a gate with the statues of two animals right at the front. And then I went through, and there were walls. There is one wall with a whole bunch of writings on top. A great God is Ahura Mazda, who created this earth, who created heaven, who created man, who created happiness for man, who made Xerxes king, one king of many kings, commander of many commanders. Second paragraph. I am Xerxes, the great king, the king of kings, the king of all countries and many men, the king in this great earth far and wide, the son of Darius and Achaemenid. There's also another wall with more recent names and signatures. Here is one signed back in 1898 by a British colonel, John Malcolm Mead. I'm back at the top, and I'm looking at this building, the Palace of Apadana, the largest palace of this city. It was founded by Darius back in 520 BC. In the live view, if you look at the very end, you can spot some pillars and columns, and that's the structure. In the ancient times, there used to be more than 40 of these pillars. Today, less than 20 are still standing. Looking at the pillars and the columns of the Apadana Palace from the nearby, you may observe a similarity between these pillars and another pillars in another country. So here is an image of Acropolis of Athens in Greece. There is a striking similarity because the Persians were actually hiring ancient Greek architects to design these pillars. So it was a long way from Athens to Persepolis, but they were not the only ones. This statue was built by the Assyrians, and this one by the Babylonians. By 500 BC, Persepolis was the most multinationally built city in the world. The word Persepolis itself is a Greek word. Polis means city, and Pers refers to Persis, an ancient word for the land of the Persians. So Persepolis, the city of the Persians. The Persians themselves called it Parsa, the phrase that is no longer used. I'm back at the top now, and I'm looking at one of the sides of the Apadana Palace. There is a staircase, and on the walls of the staircase there are images of people carrying something with them. And what is that all about? The ancient Achaemenid Empire had more than 23 satrapies. And here on this wall, we see the images of satraps, or the representatives of the satrapy, paying tribute to the king of Persia. So first in the line are the Medes. There are 9 of them, and they are carrying all types of vessels and clothing for the king. And each nationality is separated by a tree. So here we have a tree, and the next group are the Elamites. The Elamites are bringing bows, daggers, and one of them is carrying a lioness with 2 cups, not shown clearly in this image. Right at the bottom we have the Armenian satrapies, and they are carrying a horse and a beautifully carved amphora. So what is going on here? The tradition of paying tributes to the kings existed long before the Persians. However, the Persians were using the technique in huge scale, as is clearly shown on this wall. A tribute did not have to have a value. It could be anything that was popular in your land, for example, an animal, a knife, a vessel, or a piece of clothing, anything. So when you have an empire that is receiving tributes and taxes from more than 23 satrapies, well, where do you want to keep all the golds and the silvers and the coins? This is it. This is where it was all being stored. By 470 BC, more than 1,000 employees were hired just to keep this place secure. Now this wasn't just a place to store golds and silvers. In this place, more than 100 treasury tablets were discovered. On each of these tablets, there were descriptions of a certain payment made from the Achaemenid Empire to a certain individual or groups that were doing a project. For example, on one of the tablets, it talks about an Egyptian with 100 laborers who were entitled to receive 3 karsas and 2.5 shekels of silver. Each karsa is about 83 grams. The treasury was set up by Darius himself somewhere between 510 and 520 BC. But after his grandson Artaxerxes came to power, around 450 BC, he realized that there is not enough room to store any more golds and silvers in this place. And as a result, they started searching for an alternative building to add a little more storage facility. And that brings us to the next building that we're going to talk about. In the middle of this image, you can see the hall of 100 columns. This place was first built by Xerxes, and its primary function was an audience hall, where Xerxes had meetings with his top generals to discuss war strategies. After Xerxes, his son and successor Artaxerxes came to power, and then he changed the function of this place. It became an extra storage facility for the treasury, so all the golds and the silvers were now sent to this place. By 330 BC, Alexander of Macedon had invaded Persepolis, and he was looting this place out, sending all the silvers and the golds and the coins back to Greece, to his generals. Why? Because he needed money, and he owed a lot of money. And by that time in history, Persepolis was the richest city in the world. After Alexander of Macedon invaded Persepolis in 330 BC, he burned down the castle of Xerxes and he destroyed it. And this is where the fire started, and it spread to the rest of the city. So that's it. That pretty much covers the outline of the ancient city of Persepolis. Remember, the Achaemenids may be long gone, but their descendants are still here. The Persian cat, roaming across the city of Persepolis, searching for food and searching for new people to meet. Thank you for watching.